It's podcast number 5 with Wesley.
And Jen.
And we're doing an interview with Heather Ferrier this time.
Which was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
We netted for over an hour.
Yeah. It was hard to chop bits out. I mean, it was just so engaging and really nice to talk to.
So the edited podcast is still quite long.
Yeah.
So I would definitely either get a cuppa or get ready for that walk that you're about to go on.
Yeah.
Whatever you do when you listen to your podcast, I don't know.
Thank you ever so much for returning and listening to another one of our podcasts. Here we go. Shall we just go straight into it?
Just go in.
How are you? What's going on in Heather world?
I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, just like getting ready for the tour, really. That's kind of my main thing that I'm doing at the moment. So it starts 2 weeks on Friday. So yeah, just kind of like doing a lot of that at the moment.
Yeah, because I thought we were the first gig of the year, and then I suddenly see a sneaky one coming in on the first.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, come on, we're the first one.
Well, it's a warm up. So that the gigs that we do for you are like the ones, yeah.
Oh, lovely. You should work for marketing.
So we're starting in Bristol, and then we have our 3 gigs with you, and then we are going to London after that, and then coming back up, having a few days off, and then we are finishing in Newcastle, which is where we all live. So me and the band.
Excellent.
Cool. So you're in Newcastle now?
Yes, I am. Yes.
So when you warm up for a tour, you obviously don't just, like most people, have to warm up one thing. You do warming up with your dancing as well as your accordion playing.
Yes.
So you've double warming up.
Yes. That's kind of the other thing that I am doing at the moment. I've kind of I got some funding to do like some rehearsals for like a new dance project, which has been like really exciting. Like I think COVID and then after COVID was quite hard, I think, particularly for dancers, especially if you didn't have anywhere to practice, because you're at home, like it's not really like suitable. Obviously clog dancing is quite loud, so it's like not ideal. So like I feel I've had quite a big, I keep calling it kind of like a hiatus to try and make it sound like cooler than it actually is, but like so I've kind of had a bit of a hiatus from it for a few years, and I kind of like I've missed it in a way. Like I'm quite happy with I've been happy with the break, but I've kind of gets to that point where you kind of like miss it. So
you're quite serious into clog dancing at one point, then? Yeah.
Yes, I love clog dancing so much, and I think as kind of because I started learning like accordion and clog dancing together at the same time when I was a kid. And I think like clogging always kind of came to me a bit more naturally than playing the accordion did. Felt more natural, I think. It's always been I found it quite easy. Like obviously it's hard, but like it, it naturally fell to it more. So I just love it. Like I love it. I love being loud.
I was really enjoying watching your metronome practice. It never considered before that was something that you might have to do, but actually, just doing the clogging to the different speed of the metronome, it's fantastic. It's quite mesmerising to watch.
Yeah, it's so like I quite enjoy doing them, partly just from like a kind of like it's obviously I do it a lot for like stamina testing and all that sort of stuff and speed testing, accuracy and all that kind of nerdy stuff. But like it is very interesting, like seeing what speeds you actually like settle on and you're quite comfortable on, and then you can like get to one speed and it's like you just like cannot get on it at all, and then the next one, even though it might be faster, is fine. Like it's so weird, like what your body's like used to, what it's happy with doing.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, I think, because it's my bass teacher tries to get me to do the same thing. He always says when you get stuck on something, go faster, then come back to it, and then you'll just feel like you can just like your body, you just naturally get into it. But I don't know if that would be the same with clog dancing. It's a lot more going on.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is, and it's also that thing of like, it is just like so loud as well. Like I think you kind of, it's not until you've recorded it and go back on it sometimes that you actually like realise what you're doing, especially when you're in like because I'm rehearsing in like a proper dance studio, which is really nice because like the floors are like nice.
Yeah.
Like very sprung and lovely. save my knees a bit and all that kind of stuff. But it is just so loud because it's so echoey, because they're not designed for clog dancing. So
when you come out on tour and you do that, do you bring a little bit of floor, or do you just, because we saw you doing that at Cambridge Folk Festival and at the Manchester Folk Expo. And did you have to have like a special bit on the stage, or did you just do that on what was there?
So for Cambridge it was a bit of a funny one, because it was like we kind of got there and like I'd said to them, like, if you need us to bring anything, we can bring it, just let us know, like. And then they hadn't said anything, so I was like, well, obviously it's fine, like it'll be fine. And then kind of got there and they were like, oh, the stage is carpet, and I was like, great, that's excellent. So then like,
just like it is.
Yeah, so then it was just like, this was like sort of 15 minutes before we went on, and it was like Tom Besford was just like, right, I'm going to make this my problem, and I'm going to go and find a board. And like him, Alistair and Adam, who were in the band, they like went and found this board, like just like. So that was, so we had boards. And then for Manchester, I think we also had a board. It kind of depends what the venue prefer.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes they don't want it to damage the floor. And particularly like with stages, like when stages have that like black, when they painted black. I mean, it just like, it ruins the bottom of your shoes for a start. But it's like, sometimes they don't want it messing it up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So usually have a board, unless it's like a proper dance project, in which case I like having the space sort of thing.
Amazing. So I wondered how long it would be before we got Tom Besford got a name drop. Because Tom's been mentioned in every single podcast.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom. He's a legend, that is Tom.
You're going to have to make him his own jingle for the, like, Tom, like, alert.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's
really good idea.
Okay, insert Tom jingle here.
Tom got a name drop.
Tom got a name drop. Tom got a name drop.
Tom got a name drop.
Again. There we go. So tell us about your how you got to know Tom then, and the English Folk Expo and the mentorship program.
I like applied for it and kind of didn't really expect to get it, like at all. Like, and I know most people say that, but like I think from seeing like some of the people that they had before who were all like totally amazing, but like not a lot of them were like solely instrumentalists. So I was very much like, I'm probably not going to get it. I'm probably not like the kind of what they were looking for that particular scheme. So I was kind of just like, well, I'll apply for it, because like you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So
absolutely.
And then like I don't know. It's kind of quite funny. Like I was at a pub called the Cumberland Arms in Newcastle, which is like one of the main like folky pubs in Newcastle, and I was there and they had like a gig on, like an afternoon gig, and Tom was there doing rapper dancing with the Newcastle Kingsmen, and I was like, I'd never met him before that I can remember, but so I hadn't really met him before, and like I was leaving and I heard like my name, like Heather, and then turned around and he was like, oh hi, I'm Tom, I just wanted to let you know I am going to ring you tomorrow, but I just thought because you're here, I'm just going to tell you that you've got onto the mentoring scheme. Like,
amazing.
So it was kind of
way to end an evening.
Yeah, so I was kind of like walking home and I was like, oh, that's nice. So like I got myself a Pizza Hut to celebrate, and like it was great. Like, so like I've been obviously finished the mentoring scheme in October, just gone. And yeah, it's been great. Like I think like I said before, like it is like I wasn't expecting to get it, and because there hadn't really been many instrumentalists that had done it before, and no clog dancers has done it before either. No. So like I just really wasn't expecting it. So it was kind of like nice to like be there and like kind of like flying the flag, I guess, for like English, like kind of English instrumental music, if you like. Because I think sometimes it doesn't sometimes get as much like showcase as like maybe like in like Scotland. Like, instrumental trad is such a massive thing there. I think in England sometimes it can be not as much. So it was, it was nice. It was nice to kind of like to have that opportunity to do that. And for clogging as well, like I think since COVID, I think you see there's a lot less dance on like a professional level. Like obviously Hannah James had like Jigdaw, which was like so unbelievably amazing for like traditional percussive dance. And like loads of like the Demon Barbers and all those sorts of people. So like it's nice to like have that platform to like promote like I guess more of the traditional elements. Not that I would ever class myself as being traditional, but like I guess the elements are rooted in that deep tradition.
So yes, you were saying about being instrumental music, listening to it, there's such a story arc that comes through it. You can feel it. I mean, it's got almost quite a psychedelic, almost trance-like feel. Some of your pieces, like circles and things like that. But I mean, what are your influences coming through? Because you say, I think I kind of agree with you. You've got that real traditional element, but you're definitely not, I would call, traditional in what you do. So,
no,
yeah,
no. Like it's funny to say because I'm totally not. But I think I'm definitely not a traddy. Like definitely.
I mean, it's more proggy in a way.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess it's more like the writing stems from like traditional elements, and then it kind of takes its own thing. I don't know. Like I think I'm just very influenced by like good tune writing. Like I really love like just a good melody, and I think like a lot of like Northwest music. Like I just love a lot of the like old 3/2 hornpipes and all that sort of stuff where they don't sound like they end, or like they have loads of different parts, and like some of them are just like so good, like just absolute bangers.
And you're not afraid to drift through different time signatures and take and tempos and just actually make it a full journey. It's or to make them short. I mean, Engine for the Sound, 9 minutes 19 seconds. It's longer than Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I know. It is like, it's literally like we, like me, Adam and Alistair, like we all fear it so much when we have to play it. But like, I don't know, I kind of like when we were writing that EP, which came out last May, I think I really wanted to have something, and this may only happen for this track, or it might happen on the album or whatever. But I just wanted something. I was like, right, let's just see how long, how far can we push it? Like, how far can we like make it work? And like, I'd kind of had this idea of like the 3 sort of main sections of it. And then the boys are great. They're like, yeah, okay, cool. Like it's fine.
So just go with it.
Yeah.
So when did you become like a trio? And because whenever we've seen you, it's always been part of the 3. We've always seen Adam and Alistair as well. It was drums and guitar. Well, drums, straight percussion, because or sometimes we've seen it with the cajon. And so when did that sort of trio sort of appear?
So I hate, well, I don't hate playing on my own, but I prefer not to. So I've always like been in bands, so like I'm not really used to that kind of solo thing, and kind of had like a few projects on the go. This would have been like 2019, and was kind of like writing stuff where I was like, this doesn't really fit into this band. It doesn't really fit into this band, and didn't really know what to do with it. And then I was kind of like, well, I guess the only other option is that it kind of becomes my thing. And I think a lot of what I write, it ends up having like, I always kind of think of it as like a full thing with a band rather than just like what is mine. I'd worked with Adam before, so like Adam's the drummer, so like we worked together for like so I did like clog dancing at uni, so like that was like one of my instruments. I did like a full clog recital, and like part of that recital was like me and Adam did like a clog and drum kit thing, which is what you would have seen at Cambridge.
Yeah.
So that's where that started like years ago. So I'd already worked with Adam doing a lot of clog stuff, and then I was kind of like, hey, do you want to like do this as well? And he was like, yeah, obviously. And then Alistair's just like the guitarist, he's great, and like I've seen him play like on the Newcastle scene for like years and years, and like I've always wanted to work with him, so just was like, should we do this? And then they said yes, which was nice. And then like we kind of rehearsed a bit, and then we had like one rehearsal in like March 2020, and then we didn't rehearse again until like March 2021. So like,
oh wow, okay.
Like it was literally like a year, like to the day. Like I'm not even joking. It was like the 14th of March 2020, and then like the 14th of March 2021. like you couldn't write it. Like you literally couldn't write that. So then we just kind of went from there, and now we're here.
You gel amazingly well on stage. The 3 of you actually playing off each other, and the way you kind of respond to each other, it feels to me like you've been playing together forever. It's got such a lovely connection. It's really cool to see. Yeah,
they're great.
So is there any standout moments from last year? Because it was a busy year for you.
It was, yeah. Kind of, yeah, like musically and then sort of non-musically as well. It was like a very, very busy year. Having like doing like solo gigs, like doing like trio gigs was just like it was really nice. And And then like releasing the EP was really fun as well, because I guess it was like my first EP that I released, it was just me, and I could never done anything like that before. And as I said before, like I hate doing stuff on my own, so like that was kind of like the push to do that. And then to be able to like have like all my friends on it, like it's not just got the three of us on it, like it's got like bass, like fiddle, bagpipes, like it's just got loads of stuff on it, which like is what I wanted. So I think getting to do that, and then getting to play with, so I play with a singer called John Doran, as well, and another band called Jordan Aiken and Quirkus. So like getting to like do gigs with them as well. I think like for a lot of like bands that were kind of starting out in like the early 2020s, I think we kind of had a lot of like lost quite a lot in the momentum of doing stuff because of COVID, and obviously being smaller acts and new bands, like it's kind of harder to get on that festival when everyone's been rebooked for like 3 years. Like actually getting to like do gigs and festivals with them was like really nice, and just like getting to go about really. I got to play, so Alistair's in another band called Pons Alias, who are an amazing 6-piece band, and I got to hop on stage with them at Purbeck and do a set with them, which was like one of my highlights of the year. Like, and I'm such a like, because it's funny because like I play with like 4 members of Pons Alias in different projects, but like I'm such a fangirl of them and have been for years, like since I moved to Newcastle. So like that was really fun. That was really good. Yeah.
It's lovely when you get to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the just to go back to your Engine for the Sound EP, the denim jacket that you're wearing on the cover, did you make that?
I did. Yes, I did.
Very impressive.
Thank you. I'm not a very arty person. Like if you asked me to like draw a dog, I wouldn't be able to do it. But like I quite like doing crafty things. Like my nan was like, when I was a kid, like my nan was very much like, you don't need to be it doesn't need to be perfect, but crafting, it's good for you, like it's good for your brain and everything like that. And so like it's always been quite instilled in me to like have like a bit of a crafty side. So I was kind of like, yeah, I can make a jacket. Yeah, of course I can. Like, so it was like I had to like buy like the feather, like the trims for the feathers, because obviously feathers are quite in at the moment, so it's like
they're very
quite easy. So I was like, so I got some of them, and then like got some like iron-on patches. I actually like I forgot to order one of the letters, but like I think it was like it was in what letter was it? It was the F. So it was like engine 4, so it was the F in the 4 that I forgot to order.
Engine all the
it was like engine. So it was very like they all came and I was like, great, I can start doing that. And then it's like, of course I've forgotten one. Only I would be able to do that. So and then like kind of doing the you can't really see it because it's like a photo of the back, but it's got kind of diamantes running all the way round as well. So that was the hardest bit because it was just like going cross-eyed. So
it looks really cool. It's a great image.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. Are you going to be bringing that jacket on tour with you?
Maybe. Alistair was very against having feathers in the car, so maybe not. So maybe not. I need to see. I kind of, it's one of them where I don't really want to I don't want to ruin it. Like I want to just like have it forever. So like I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
How about I Heart Stockport?
Oh,
because you've got to have that T-shirt with you.
Yeah, I know it's got a hole in it. I'm devastated.
Oh, no?
I'm gonna have to try and find another one.
I'm sure you must be able to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our partners on the project is Hobgoblin Music in Birmingham.
Is it?
And Mark, the manager there, he's an accordion geeky guy. So for the geeky accordion people out there, talk to us about your main. Do you just have the one, or do you have a multitude of accordions?
Oh, I wish I had a multitude. Yes, I just have the one. I play a Pagini 72 bass accordion, if we're getting very technical about it. Just a note.
Go full nerd.
Yeah.
Go full nerd,
yeah. Just, you know, standard 72 bass accordion, Pagini accordion, which I've had for... It will be 10 years in August. I will have had it for, so it kind of feels like a big anniversary, I suppose, which is very nice. And yes, so I have that. I don't have another one, unfortunately. I am saving up for another one, but like accordions are just like ridiculously expensive, and I think just with like everything out, like them being in Europe, just like it's just everything's just ridiculous. So
what are you saving up for? Which
I'm
one?
saving up for like the model that's bigger than mine. It's like a 96 bass, but still a Pagini. Like I can't imagine myself ever playing anything else. I think like having like sort of like Karen Tweed and like people like that, like as such big influences who have all like played Paginis. I'm like, I actually just can't imagine myself playing anything else. like when I play other ones, like I've played like some really beautiful ones that aren't Paginis, but I'm like, it's not the same. It's just not quite the same. So I play one of those, and I have a harmonic pickup installed into it. Which is how I run my pedal board and all that sort of stuff.
Pedal board? Talk to me about your pedal board.
So
I'm geeking out now just because I know I've got to tech it, and I just want to know what noises
so I have
really
like it's kind of interesting because it is like pedal boards for accordions. They're not that like common, I think.
No, exactly.
And I think the pickup that I have now, it's like quite a relatively new brand, and they're just like so good compared to like some of maybe the other models, because they just the way the mics are like set up inside actually like takes a lot more like a nicer all round of what an accordion sounds like, rather than like being just like stuck to the inside and you know, all that sort of stuff. So I have a few different things that I use for like different projects, but like my main things that I use for my board are like I have an octave, like a chorus. I've got some like mental like 80s flanger, which is like I love so much, and I try not to use it too much, just so that it has the effect when it does get used. What else do I have on it? I've got like a walrus reverb, which is like a spacey dreamy reverb, which like I bought, and then Alistair was like, "Oh, that sounds nice, I'm gonna give myself one of those." So that's what I have on my left hand. So it's kind of like enforcing that bass side, and then having like some like different chorusy effects. And then for my right hand, I have like a tremolo, I have a delay and a reverse delay, and a phaser as well.
Like I said, it's more like prog.
And then I have like sometimes it's like other ones that I use, like I have to like when I play with pipes, like I have like overdrives and stuff like that, just to like to like boost the levels, because like just to make that kind of come through a little bit more.
And do you like playing with like Indian pipes and bagpipes and things like that?
I love bagpipes so much. Yes, I play with a Highland bagpiper called Jordan Aiken. So I play in his band, and he also plays in John Doran's trio as well, but on whistle. And I just love pipes. I think it's that thing of like what I was saying before about clog dancing being really loud, is that I really just like loud things, like and because accordions are quite loud as well, so it is like I think I just like being around like loud noises. And I think like what you were saying about like stuff being like quite trancey, like I quite like that kind of just like all-encompassing sound. And I think you definitely get that with pipes, because they obviously have the drones on them. So yeah, I love playing with pipes. I mean, they are very loud. Like I have to wear earplugs now. I'm trying to be responsible for my hearing.
Right.
So I wear earplugs in rehearsals now. But yeah, I just love them. I do.
Brilliant.
But it is nice to be able to hear them over the clog dancing. It must be when you're actually doing it.
So you're playing the Bristol Folk Festival with Lady Nade, who's also been one of our ShireFolk artists. How did that come about?
So that was from the Folk Expo actually. Anna was at the Folk Expo, and she saw us and she was like, "Yeah, I really like your stuff, and do you want to come and play?" So we were like, "Yeah, cool, it's nice." Yes, we're doing that. The day before we're playing a gig in Manchester again, so we're going to Band on the Wall again, which is really nice. So that'll just be like my whole family and friends. It'd be like, you know, like an episode of like This Is Your Life sort of thing, as all home gigs usually are. So yeah, that'll be really nice. Be a nice weekend.
How do you find those home gigs when it's all friends and family? Because just from a personal point of view, I don't mind playing when it's far away and it's lots of different faces I don't know. But when it's people I actually know, that's when the nerves kick in for me.
Yeah.
You get that? Yeah.
It is funny. It is funny. I think like from being a kid, like, because I kind of like, I was in like a music group from like being really like 7 years old. So like my family have like seen me play like throughout my whole sort of childhood. So it's not so much that. I think it's just like it's my friends like who have obviously known me for such a long time, so they just think that like when you have those friendships that you've had for so long, and they just think everything you say is quite funny because they're like, and they kind of know like when you put in like your stage voice on as well. So like it's kind of like it's not so much nerves. It's just more like I know when I say certain things, it's like they're just gonna like absolutely rip me for it when I come off stage. But yeah.
That's what friends are for.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Keep you grounded.
Yes, definitely. Which is good. Is good.
The festivals that you were playing at last year. So we saw you at Cambridge, and we also for the first time we saw you was at Focus Wales.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I was absolutely blown away because I had no idea what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came out and started performing, and it was just I was just completely and utterly mesmerised from the moment you started. But have you found playing with new audiences or people who haven't heard you before, do you get kind of quite a surprise reaction, or what kind of reactions have you had?
I think it can be. I think it can sometimes be quite a different reaction. I think this isn't so much anymore, but like I think there was a period where it was like, I think people sometimes are like, well, why aren't you singing?
Oh, it's okay.
Which, is fair enough. But, that's just not my thing and I don't do it. I'm quite happy not to. So there is always
I didn't even notice that you weren't singing. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the sound was so full and the progression of the music was already there. So it didn't really occur to me until afterwards.
Yeah. That's kind of, that is always the thing, I think, where people are like, oh yeah, that didn't actually happen and it was fine. Like I think sometimes that can be the thing of like when someone hears that it's all instrumental and people are like, oh god, I wonder what that's gonna like, can be like mental jazz or something like that. And then it's not, and people are like, oh, it's actually quite nice. So I think it's always a different, it's been quite positive. Like last year, like the gigs that I did mostly with John Doran, actually. I did quite a few with him as well, and that's kind of like my like ideal gig, is just kind of being on the left and just kind of being left to like play, kind of thing. And it is always nice. Like I think people always ask about microphones. Actually, it's really like accordion microphone and pedal boards and things like that. Then just like, oh, like I can't believe you do all those things that you do, and like you play and what you play, and like it's just so different. And I'm like, well, yeah, but like I don't really notice anymore. So it's been nice. It's been really positive feedback, definitely.
Going back to social media bits and pieces, I noticed you've got your tote bags. You had like a limited run, but I have to say, particularly like the fashion selling of the tote bag.
Yeah, and we're stealing that.
I'm going to steal that.
So when you see like a fashion show with our tote bag, you'll know that
it's a tribute.
It's a tribute. Yeah. Yeah, we're totally stealing that idea. We're going to do a fashion
good.
show
I'm
with
glad
our
someone
tote
liked
bag.
it. I always feel like such an idiot. Like I'm like, who on earth do I think I am, sort of thing. But
it was brilliant.
Yeah, it's funny you saying that. I guess this might. It doesn't matter if it's announced or not. But yesterday I was like doing some content sort of stuff, and I was sort of doing the content for the t-shirts that will be available at the ShireFolk gigs, the new Heather Ferrier merch. And I was doing the same sort of thing, and I was like, oh my god, I look like such an idiot. But like, I'm glad that someone thinks it looks nice. So that's good.
Great. It got our attention.
Yeah.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing those. So,
yes,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
And do you have any of the bands left, or are they all gone?
Yes, we do. We've got So the kind of, so we're doing the gigs with you, and then we've got some other gigs, and like some of the tour is being funded by Help Musicians as like one of the things, which has been like so just like completely game changing in terms of like being able to like, all the petrol's covered and all that sort of stuff.
Amazing.
And then like
amazing.
One thing that like I kind of was like putting it on and then didn't realize until like kind of like as I was doing it, like a lot of the money's kind of like gone towards merch. And I think like it's one thing you don't realize as an artist is like, I think when you're naively, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get t-shirts and I'm going to get hoodies and I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. And then you like go to order them and you're like, oh my God, that's like £1,000. So
it's a big investment.
Yeah. So like, I think one of the best things about getting that money is like, I can actually spend money on the merch and like all that sort of stuff. So there's quite a few surprises that I won't give too much away about the merch, because that is being announced this week, I think. So,
Okay.
so
Look
yes, there'll
forward
be
to
some
that.
exciting things, which has been made possible with Hot Musicians, which is very nice.
Wonderful. We'll link them up in the bottom below this. Yeah, as well.
Yes.
Perfect.
That'd be excellent. So you mentioned, I saw an interview and you said you were talking about the fact that folk isn't in your family, it was in your primary school.
Yeah.
Was there like a particular teacher then who was just complete folk? Or
Yes. So
what happened there?
So yes. So I grew up in Stockport, and I went to just like a very like normal primary school. Like you would not think anything, like just to look at, you'd be like, yeah, it's just a very normal sort of like town primary school, you know. But the music teacher there, is a woman called Liza Austin Strange, who's been in like the folk world for like years and years and years, and she was the music teacher at the school, and she plays the accordion and like runs this group called the Fosbrooks Folk Education Trust, and it's basically just like a music and dance group for like kids from like as young to 18, and yeah, it's kind of like you kind of like go to that school and you're like, right, well, you can either learn the fiddle and you can learn the accordion, and you learn how to pole dance, and that's kind of it, and that is it. And like you learn like the penny whistle and like, you know, folk songs, and like everything's kind of like all the sort of classroom teaching is all kind of very much to do with like folk music. So you kind of are just immersed in it like age 7, just like, here you go. Like,
That's
amazing.
so
wonderful.
it is like, it's such a unique experience that like you just don't realize isn't a thing until you go to secondary school. And yeah, like it's kind of like, you know, set me up for this and doing all of this sort of stuff. Like, you know, so like she still runs the group, and like they do like different tours. Like I like got to go to like Latvia and like Romania and Norway and like gig abroad like at like 11 years old, like, which is just like unbelievable. Like, yeah, like the first trip we went on was to Italy I was 9 and I was turning 10 whilst we were there. It was my birthday whilst we were in Italy, and like we like flew to Milan, and the gig was in Assisi. And like we flew to Milan, like did like the train all the way down to like Assisi, like a road trip, literally like from Milan down to like Rome and then Assisi, and then like back up again. And I'm like, when I think about it now, like as a teacher, I'm like, oh my God, taking like 25 kids to like Italy and like having them on trains, like, yeah. You know, so I've just had like I had so many like unbelievable like musical experiences like by the age of like 16 that like it kind of was one of the reasons I guess that I do music is like just having those experiences so young. It's just like it's unbelievable.
It's completely ingrained, isn't it?
Yeah. And like I think it's so sad now that I think like so much has changed with like COVID and Brexit and all that kind of stuff that like kids just don't get those kinds of experiences anymore because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And like I think the thing with the Fosbrooks that's such a good thing is that it's designed, I guess, for families that maybe can't afford to have like standard music lessons that are like so expensive and all that sort of stuff. Like it was so like as little, like literally as little cost as possible, like, you know, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, like I feel incredibly lucky to have had the musical education that I had. Yeah, kind of thing.
It obviously had a big impact, but it's so lovely. We just got the recorder.
Did you?
Yeah, early school. We got the recorder lessons.
Well, that's the thing, and then like I kind of
25 kids playing record at the same time badly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you know, and like I teach in schools now, and like you can tell when I think it's so much more of a thing now. You can tell when a school has got music in it and when a school doesn't have music in it, and you can totally tell. Like as I go in as like a clog dance teacher and accordion teacher, like you can just totally tell. Like, and it's sad. Like so much cuts are like affecting this, and yeah, it's good that the Fosbrooks are still kind of going, and I think it's just so. It's so brilliant. So brilliant. Like
I was fortunate to have, obviously.
You had an incredible
music teacher. Janet Lehman, name sharp. Yeah, it was great. And it makes a difference having somebody there in your corner, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Pushing you into making you do these shows that you go, I don't want to do those. And then you realise afterwards, actually, it was the right thing to do is to go, put me out on stage at that age in front of all those people.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like when I think about it now, like we went to Romania, like, and did like a festival in Romania, and it was on Romanian television. Like, it was live streaming on Romanian television. And like, I just like, when I think about it now, I'm like, oh my God, like that's actually like insane. And then like, you know, like doing like quite a few of like the big like festivals in like Brittany and stuff, and just being like, this is mad. Like, we did like one, and it was like, I remember it so clearly. It's like we were all playing, and like, you know, these are all my friends that I still have like now, like, and we would like who don't even do music. And I think that's kind of one of the other reasons that Fosbrooks is so good. Like, it doesn't just prepare you to do a career in music, like it prepares you for like skills in life and like confidence and stuff. But yeah, we did this concert, and it was just like just people like just like as far as I could see, and it was just crazy, like thousands of people. And then like there was we were like the support act, and then the headline act was like a heavy metal band, like fronted by like a 70-year-old woman. Like, it was just like absolutely mental. And like, we were just like, what is happening? Like, how is this happening? But yeah, like Liza's just like, I think what she's managed to do, and like, you know, like there are other sort of musicians on the folk scene now that have come from that, and I think it's just like so brilliant. And like, she doesn't work at the school anymore, but like she still runs Fosbrooks, which I think is just so like amazing to give up that much time. And like one of my best friends now has her job.
Oh, okay.
So like we started like in the Fosbrooks like, you know, nearly 20 years ago, and now she's like helping to run it, and I just find that so mad. Like, you know, so yeah, like it's just brilliant.
It sounds phenomenal. Yeah, I want to dig out that Romanian free performance now.
I know, it's I remember it so clear, like because I remember it really clearly because it was like the first dance solo that I ever had in a performance, and that's what I remember. And then I also remember like because I played accordion and fiddle for a really long time.
Okay.
And I used to play fiddle mainly when we used to go abroad, just because it was easier to carry. And I just remember like playing, and like one of my strings just went bing, and it just like totally dropped because of the heat. It was so hot, and like the heat, and I remember this like cameraman like coming like from behind like to like film the strings, and I was like panicking because oh God, it's like so out of tune.
Not now.
Like, I know, like, I just remember it so clearly.
Whereabouts in Romania was it? Do you know?
It was in the capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we went there for your 40th, didn't we? We did a road trip. We drove
Sibiu.
to Sibiu in Transylvania, and I had no idea how beautiful it was going to be.
Or how
and
how cultural it was. There was like everywhere we went, there was like stages, and there was just music things going on everywhere we went.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like some of the European festivals, like are just like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like in terms of that sort of stuff. Like
it was stunning. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah. It's a nice drive.
Yeah, it's a very nice drive. A long drive, but very nice drive. Yeah. So the big plans you've got for this year, you've got your tour to start with, and then what else can we expect?
Are you writing your?
I am, yes. And well, not yet, but I will be. So like, so we'll be going on tour, and then we've got like a few other dates like here and there that we're kind of planning at the moment. And then I think in the later half of this year, that's when I'm kind of going to go into like writing mode for my first album. Which is exciting. I think it's kind of funny. Like, I think with the EPs and stuff, because they were written in COVID and like before COVID, it's kind of like all the music was there, and because everything's been so busy, I haven't really had much time to like write. So it's actually like it's quite exciting to be like, I'm just gonna kind of go in on a blank canvas. And what normally happens is like I'll write a lot of the music, and then like me and the lads will then go in and like refine it out, and then kind of we'll probably decide if anything else wants to go on it.
Okay.
So kind of just doing that. Gigging with them, and then like I'm touring a bit with John Doran in April, which is nice, and we have a new EP on the way.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
Which is very nice. We went and recorded that with Pete Ord in January, which was like really fun. So so that'll be happening, and then just like playing. I like to have a lot of different projects on the go. I think it makes me it calms me down from having to think about myself too much. So like, because I don't like doing that. Doing gigs with John, doing gigs with Jordan, and all that sort of stuff.
And how do you find the studio? Do you like studio recording? Or?
I hate recording.
Do you?
I am better. I'm better than I was. But like I'm much more of a like
live
on stage, live musician. Like, and I think that's just from when I was being younger and only performing and not recording.
Yeah.
I'm totally like that into recording. I'm getting better though. I think recording my first EP like completely on my own, I think really helped a lot with like ironing out any of those little like niggly complexes that I'd given myself.
Yeah.
So I am getting better, but it's been a long journey to that. A long
emotional.
journey. Yes, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm getting better, but I am much more of a. I think as long. Again, it's that thing of like being in bands. Like as long as like I'm with my friends, it's fine. Yeah.
You've got your support network with you.
Yeah, kind of.
Have you ever been over to this part of the country?
No. I feel like I am like this tour is so funny. Like it's like, you know, like when people talk about like stereotypes and like northern stereotypes. I feel like I so am. Like, because we're going to Bristol. I've never been to Bristol before.
Right, okay.
Like, I think you're gonna love Bristol.
Bristol's great.
Oh yeah, no, I am. I'm excited. It's kind of like it's such a bus situation because it's like I've never been before, and I'm doing 3 gigs there this year.
Yeah.
So,
Right, yeah.
Like, so we're there for the tour, and then for the festival, and then I'm doing another gig down there, like at the end of the year. So it is like, but it is just like such a like a sort of I have no idea where anything south of Sheffield is. Like, and it's so bad. But like, so I'm really excited. I'm excited because I've not toured really since like the last tour that I did was with Catherine Tickell in like 2019.
Oh, okay,
so like,
right.
It's been such a long time since I've like done proper tours and things.
Yeah.
So like I'm so excited to like just be out and about.
Yeah.
So
you've got 3 dates with us. You've got the 14th of March 2024 is at Ludlow Distillery. And then the 15th of March, you're at the Jam Factory in Hereford. And on the 16th, the big finale at Violet's Tea Room in Bridgenorth.
Yes, which also does incredible cake.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited to like be in that part of the world. Because I think it's like it's not a million miles away from Manchester, but like I just don't really know that like part of the country at all. Like anywhere between like sort of Manchester and Devon, I don't really know. Because like we used to go like on holiday, like we used to go on like caravan holidays to Devon. So like anywhere between Devon and Manchester, I've got no idea.
Well, the nice thing is that Shropshire has just been announced as one of the top 10 world destinations to come to. It's the first time an English destination's ever been on the list, and Shropshire is on it. So, and you're going to get to see a little bit of that.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, no, I'm excited. We've got like, because we kind of decided, because obviously we're at 3 different places, so we've kind of booked an Airbnb that's like in the middle of it, and like it looks great. I can't wait. I'm excited. Apparently it's got a tree house.
I want to see a picture of you in the tree house with the accordion.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
We had Maddie Morris last weekend.
Yes.
And she found a guinea pig sanctuary.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. Like, I love Maddie so much. Like, she, like, because we obviously did the mentoring scheme together. And she's just so good. She's great. But she's spoken so many times to me about guinea pigs. Yeah. Like, so many times. Like, so
I mean, it was on the Bristol day.
It was on the Bristol on the Saturday.
Sent through of someone. I've never seen someone look so happy.
I got this text off Maddie in the morning going, "You'll never guess what." And I'm thinking, "Oh God, something's gone wrong." Okay, she's not going to make the show. Something's gone wrong, and I'm like, "What?" And at that moment, she loses phone signal. So like, there's these 45 minutes leaving me hanging, going, "Oh no, what's happened? What's happened?"
Yeah.
And then she sent me the picture of her, and I said,
"Oh, thank God, yeah."
I was like, "Okay,
that's
that is
so funny.
literally the happiest person alive right there."
Yeah.
Well, thank you ever so much.
No problem.
Really looking forward to
it's been lovely to chat to you. Yeah.
And bringing you over to the Shires next month.
Yes.
Very excited.
Yeah.
It's completely different, which is also nice.
Yeah. And I think that's what our audiences are loving, is that every month is a very different experience. And they're just embracing it, which is great.
Which is great.
Lovely. No worries. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was ace, wasn't it?
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you ever so much, Heather. I can't wait to have you over here in the Shires in March 2024.
It's the first time I've had a proper chat with Heather.
It is, actually.
Every time I've seen her before, it's literally she's about to go on stage or she's just come off.
Yeah, or like at an expo, or, you know, she's always really busy. And she's doing really important things. So it's like, we don't want to be the ones going, hello, come on. This project has been supported by the Arts Council England, and really thank them very, very much for making this happen.
We couldn't do it without you.
We really couldn't do it without you. And all our partners, who are
English Folk Expo,
Ludlow Distillery,
Violet's Tea Room,
the Jam Factory Hereford,
Hobgoblin Music,
Lovebridge North,
By From Creative Agency,
and Modlang Records. Thank you very, very much. Now, for those of you who have made it this far, now I know there's what Andy, I'm not going to say your surname, but I know Andy does listen to the end. So I nearly said your surname then. So if you have made it this far, we struggled with what to cut out of the podcast because it was so long. And then we had this bit where it's like, cut it out, put it back in, cut it out, put it back in. And yeah, we thought as a bonus for making it here, you get to hear the embarrassing story of me.
Of what happened to Wesley before we made it to Focus Wales.
Yeah. Enjoy.
That's really good.
I had a very surprised look on my face that day because I did.
Oh, yes. So when we know someone, we're definitely going to cut this bit out.
Definitely gonna cut this bit out.
We know someone who has the most incredible eyebrows.
Right.
In like a kind of, and we called them, and I'd seen one in the morning. I went, you've got going on. You've got to do something about your eyebrows. And I went out for a walk, and then I just got this panicked phone call. I was out with a dog walk, going, it's got a bit wrong.
I'm accidentally shaved one of my eyebrows.
Oh no! He doesn't check the setting. He didn't check the setting on the.
And then I saw George
Just
that
like a
day,
one.
he literally laughing his socks off. He's like, what is wrong with you?
I had like the mascara out, just trying to give him
that's
something,
funny.
so he
That's
wouldn't look
funny.
quite so weird. Yeah.
Well, I didn't notice. So, like, I totally didn't notice. So,
And George's instant response is, why didn't you check?
oh, that's funny.